A young boy named Ken is frantically running away from something, as if he were being pursued. He cradles an unusual creature in his hands when he collides with an unseen obstacle. Looking up, he notices birds perched on the invisible barrier. Just then, someone manipulates a device, and suddenly, a pile of metal begins to descend toward him. In the classroom, Ken shares with his classmates his discovery of a demonium particle that he brought home for observation, which eventually transformed into a four-legged demon. However, as he continues his tale, his teacher interrupts to ask if he properly disposed of the creature. Ken introduces his companion, whom he named Anna, for the sound it makes. The creature, resembling a bald dog, emits a sound that horrifies everyone present. Shocked, the teacher tells the boy to discard the demon. On his way home, he encounters a nun preaching in the street and witnesses harmless demons fighting over food, only to be chased away by a man. Feeling sympathy for these creatures, Ken remarks on their adorableness and questions why they are despised by everyone. Just then, a group of young bullies confront him, insisting on getting rid of Anna because, according to their parents, demons multiply rapidly like pests. Ken refuses to hurt his friend, standing up for the demon against them. Suddenly, the nun intervenes in an attempt to defuse the situation. However, the bullies tell her that Ken is raising a baby dragon. As if on cue, Anna comes out of her cage, prompting the nun's demeanor to quickly turn stern as she demands the boy hand the demon to her, citing it as a sinful act to raise one, making Ken run away. The news reports indicate that demonium particles, originating from the nuclear test site, are spreading globally due to wind patterns. These particles give rise to demons, creatures universally disliked by humans. Watching the news, Ken's mother, Kaoru, mentions that her son doesn't share the common disdain for demons. Instead, he is raising one, surprising her coworker. Meanwhile, Ken plays with Anna while waiting for his mother to finish work. Upon her arrival, he immediately hugs her, and she affectionately touches his face, marked with red scars. During their journey home, his mother asks about his presentation, and he shares that it left everyone shocked, to which she expresses no surprise. Seeing him interact with Anna, she suggests he consider releasing the creature now that his presentation is over. Reluctant to part with his companion, he asks if he can keep Anna. Witnessing her son's joy, Kaoru agrees to keep the demon, prompting the boy to leap with joy. 3 months later, Ken and Anna spot a group of men known as demon users in the park. They've been hired by the city to decrease the demon population and restrain them with shock collars. After failing its mission, the man punishes the demon and shocks it, causing it to fall lifelessly to the ground. After the men leave, Ken approaches the dead demon and removes its shock collar to wear around Anna's neck. In that way, people won't see her as a stray and hurt her. He then buries the corpse, feeling bad about it. Later, while having dinner, Ken tells Anna that some demons have mysterious powers. There is a rumor that there's a demon in the Kyushu region that can rewind time. As he starts eating, he asks his mother to pass him the soy sauce, which slips from her grasp and falls on the floor, where it vanishes instantly. Anna jumps on the table, and to their surprise, throws out the soy sauce and stores it again, showing them that she's gifted. Later, Ken and Anna test out what she can store, and not. He finds out that she can keep small, inanimate objects within her, much to his fascination. Little do they know, they are being recorded by the nuns secretly. At his house, Ken makes Anna take out the yakisoba she absorbed 3 days ago. He is surprised to discover that it's still hot, as if it were freshly cooked. Seeing this, Kaoru realizes that the demon can store things inside her without being affected by time. She makes Anna store some food items that are about to expire to prevent them from spoiling. Just then, the nun visits them, asking Kaoru to talk with her about the demon they're keeping. The nun insists that it's a sin to keep one, demanding they hand it over so she can dispose of it on their behalf. In an attempt to convince the nun, she explains that the demon is useful for its ability to store things. However, the nun remains unfazed, saying that she knows her son has demonium particles inside him, and that he won't live long because of God's punishment. Kaoru shuts the door, telling the nun to leave. Tearfully, she touches her son's face and recalls the time when he was diagnosed. In the hospital, the doctor told her that her son wouldn't live long, as the demonium particles inside him would soon develop and hatch. Meanwhile, the nun reports to the peace organization that a family is keeping a demon with some sort of storage ability. The agent keys in the information on the system, which is immediately red flagged. In his office, the chairman of the organization, Genjiro, watches Anna on the screen and orders his team to capture the demon, dead or alive. He then gazes at a picture of a woman with a determined look on her face. On the other side of the city, a demon named Casper captures a man using his tentacles, but gets scolded by his master for deactivating his invisibility. Meanwhile, in the park, Ken happily watches a demon when suddenly, the bullies arrive and kill the creature, mocking Ken for being a creep. Just then, something invisible comes barreling towards them, and Anna throws out the barrier she ingested, causing the object to be smashed, revealing it to be a truck. The demon user emerges from it, informing Ken that he's a bounty hunter and demanding that he hand over Anna. As people notice the commotion, the truck starts to catch fire. Meanwhile, at her workplace, Ken's mother hears that a truck crashed into the park near the children and immediately rushes to the scene. Ken is running away from the bounty hunter, and suddenly, a pile of metal starts crashing towards him. Anna throws off a log, protecting the boy from being hurt. The two run away again, and the hunter shocks Casper to force him to go after them. The demon catches them, and the hunter grabs Ken by his neck. To protect him, Anna expels the flower she consumed earlier, taking the man by surprise and giving them a chance to flee. Meanwhile, Ken's mother arrives at the park, seeing the incident's aftermath. She overhears that a man went after a boy with a demon and quickly runs to look for her son. The bounty hunter washes the flower off his face, swearing to kill the boy for sure. Just then, they bump into the nun, who insults the man for being a demon user, calling him disgusting. In retaliation, he unclothes her and renders her skin unseen. He then orders Casper to make everything in the city invisible to search for Ken. Finding the duo, he attempts to capture them, but they fight him off, throwing paint on him to make him visible. Anna surprises him with an attack from behind, throwing a rock at his face. Provoked, he makes himself invisible again and beats the boy mercilessly. Taking out a knife, he attempts to finish the boy, but Anna absorbs the knife and throws it back at him, causing him to fall to the ground. Ken approaches Casper and carefully removes his collar, freeing him from his user's control. Kaoru arrives, finally locating her son. Engrossed in their reunion, they fail to notice the hunter recovering and throwing the knife at them. Kaoru protects her son and gets struck in the chest. As the man tries to attack the boy, Casper devours him. Ken is at the morgue, holding his mother's cold hand, crying helplessly. Glancing at the clock, an idea strikes him. Later, a man encounters Ken as he walks to the Kyushu region. Since it's quite far, the man asks why he's going there. The boy recalls asking Anna to store his dead mother and preserve her, vowing to search for the demon with the ability to rewind time to revive her. The man tells the boy to be careful and drives off. Ken then continues his journey with his friend Anna. Ken scavenges for food, and Anna helps him by producing a flashlight. Just then, a hand monster appears, trying to devour Ken. The duo escapes from the beast as Anna blocks its path with a pile of metal. She successfully unlocks the door and barricades the monster to stop it from chasing them. The two reach a demon hazard zone and take refuge in a dilapidated building. A demon wakes up Ken from his slumber, surprising him that someone can talk through the creature's collar. A man's voice tells him that the creature's name is Baron, and he's a balloon demon. Ken follows Baron, which leads him to the man he's speaking with, named Uraga. Uraga's colleagues arrive, worried that the boy is on a trip without an adult. They let him hitch a ride on their truck since they're going west like him. In the truck, Ken's stomach grumbles, and one of the men who calls himself Inu gives him food. He introduces the driver as Takeda and Uraga as their company's security, saying that they work for a transport company. Baron flies Ken into the air, letting the child see the view around the area. Just then, a bunch of demons run after their truck. Baron shoots them down, trying to fend them off. However, a demon climbs the truck, and Anna protects the two by hurling a grocery cart at the creature. Uraga compliments the boy, who happily pets his companion. They eat together as the truck traverses the city filled with zero-gravity demons. Takeda tells the boy that these demons can change the terrain and tear up trucks. Looking at the boy, Uraga asks why he is traveling alone. Ken admits that he's trying to save someone. Sympathizing with him, Uraga shows him a picture of his sick younger brother, whom he's also trying to save. Once he saves up enough money, he dreams of opening a shop and quitting his job to be with his brother. Just then, Uraga sees an urgent capture request for Anna with a whopping reward of 100 million yen. Blinded by the money, he shows Takeda the lucrative offer for Anna, convincing the man to take the demon by force to make his dreams a reality. However, Takeda remains unmoved, telling him that his brother would be ashamed of him for trying to harm a kid and his companion. Frustrated, Uraga orders Baron to attack Takeda and leaves him to die. He then starts to attack Inu and Ken. Trying to save the kid, Inu tries to hold on to Uraga, but he ultimately loses his life. The demon user chases after the duo, who reach a bridge. Ken instructs Anna to store the screws of the bridge, loosening them and causing the other side to collapse, preventing Uraga from pursuing them further. Anna nearly falls into the water below, but Ken manages to save her. As he watches the two escape, Uraga punishes Baron, commanding him to find another bridge. Meanwhile, the two take cover behind a boulder, and suddenly, Baron sneaks up behind them. But fortunately, they aren't seen. The following day, they observe their pursuers camping near their hiding spot to capture them. Baron attempts to cheer up his master by offering flowers, but the man angrily rejects them, calling the demon disgusting. While this unfolds, Ken and Anna attempt to flee, but Uraga detects their presence. The two run from Baron, who chases them into the forest. Suddenly, Uraga's truck joins the pursuit, leaving them with no choice but to climb up the zero-gravity demons. Baron continues to attack them with his needles, causing them to fall to the ground. Cornered, they watch in terror as Uraga's truck races toward them. Uraga halts his truck, checking to see if he has killed the boy and his demon. However, upon inspection, he finds the boy alive after Anna creates a hole in the ground by storing some dirt. Anna climbs onto the truck as Ken fights off Baron. She absorbs the creature's collar and hurls it at Uraga, creating fire. Losing control, the man drives his truck toward the edge of a cliff with Anna still on it. The boy shouts for his friend to get off, but Uraga holds onto her, capturing her. Baron attempts to save Anna and his master, but the man's mechanical hand gives out, causing him to fall to his demise. As Ken and Anna reunite, Baron grieves for his dead master, proving that he loved him despite the harsh treatment he received. Later, Ken and Anna continue their journey together when suddenly, injured Takeda and Ino call out to them. It is revealed that Baron missed their internal organs and faked their deaths to save them. They try to convince the boy to come with them back to Tokyo, but he refuses, determined to reach the Kyushu region. To help him survive, Takeda gives him some supplies that can sustain them on their trip. Meanwhile, in an enchanted forest, a man is running away from a killer demon. Gripped with fear, he tries to hide with his companion, but they are located and slain. Finally, Ken and Anna arrive at a town called Truck Stop in the Shizuoka suburbs and are surprised by how vibrant it is. Ken looks around the town, with Anna hiding inside his bag. After buying food, the boy sits down and overhears people talking about the recent killings around the town, done by a demon called Senju, who has many arms. Later, Ken goes to a hotel to spend the night, but is denied entry as he has no guardian with him. As they search for a place to sleep, they come across a group of young thieves who have stolen food. Fortunately, Anna stores the food, and Ken returns everything to the owner. Little do they know, they are being watched. Later, Ken sets up a bed under a worn-out bridge. The woman following them calls out, offering them a place to stay. Wary of the stranger, he tries to get away, but the woman summons her demon to stop them and assures the boy that she won't take Anna away. Relieved, the boy touches the shield demon called Igisu, and the woman introduces herself as Koha. Feeling she's trustworthy, he introduces himself and Anna. Koha is surprised to see that the demon has no collar around her neck. Elsewhere, the group of young thieves continues to steal around the city, but luck isn't on their side. They then plan to leave the city the next day to search inside the ruins in the woods for things to sell. Meanwhile, Koha books a room for them to have a place to sleep. She observes how loyal Anna is to her master, even without wearing a collar. While eating dinner, she shows him the demon user website that posted the request to capture Anna dead or alive for 100 million yen. She adds that it was requested by the peace organization that researches demons, and she's helping them as she's interested in why Anna is being hunted by the organization. As she prepares to sleep, she looks at the same picture Genjiro has, wishing that her grandfather is doing well. The next day, the three children enter the enchanted forest in hopes of finding something valuable. They enter the castle ruins and scavenge for scraps they can sell. While looking around, the girl picks up a worn-out teddy bear, but stumbles upon the killing demon. Koha is surprised to learn that Ken is hiding his mother's body inside Anna, and that he is searching for the demon who can rewind time. He questions how he will become a demon user, as he needs to make a living. The woman tells him that he needs to register with the association, and provide his and his demon's information, which can endanger Anna. Meanwhile, the two kids are frantically running to reach the gate, begging for help for their big brother. Koha receives a message that all demon users in the town are being summoned. Later, the chief tells everyone that in the ruins of the shopping center, a kid is trapped inside the wreckage, attacked by a vicious monster, and asks for volunteers to help. However, the demon users refuse to assist, as they are currently on a mission that pays money, leaving the siblings disheartened. Seeing that only Koha steps up to offer help, they insist that she can't beat the demon alone. They recall that they were exploring the ruins when the demon came after them, with the intent to kill. As they were running away, their big brother, Yuta, was trapped under debris. Later, Koha prepares to go with two non-demon users as Ken offers to join the team and help move the debris using Anna's ability. Upon seeing the demon without a collar, the volunteers react negatively, pointing out that it is dangerous. However, Koha assures them that the demon is harmless. Driven by guilt, Ken insists on going, thinking that he is the reason the child is trapped. Seeing his determination, the woman allows him to go, making him promise to run at the sight of danger. As the team enters the enchanted forest, the volunteers tell Ken that the killer demon, Senju, used to be a servant demon who was badly abused by his owner. His collar broke somehow, and he attacked his owner, and since then, he has lived on Mount Fuji, hating humans. They reach the ruins and immediately encounter Senju. One of the volunteers is attacked, but fortunately, Koha is able to dispatch Igisu to protect him. They run as Senju approaches them, but the demon catches up, so Koha calls Igisu to shield them. She shoots down the killer demon, but it proves to be strong as it isn't affected. Seeing a boulder of rock behind him, she targets it using her arrow, but the beast manages to deflect it. Using one of his weapons, Senju tries to attack them, but luckily, Anna absorbs the blade. Igisu then pushes the demon with his body, causing him to stumble onto a rock and fall from a height below. To ensure that they kill the demon, Koha attempts to shoot him with a gunpowder arrow, but it's gone. They quickly search for the missing boy, and Anna stores the debris for them. They hurry to leave, but Anna finds dead demons, pointing them to Ken. Yuta recalls killing creatures for money, which saddens Ken. Koha explains that demons are typically exterminated if they serve no purpose, as they encroach upon human habitation zones. Suddenly, Senju attacks again, injuring a volunteer. Igisu shields the others as Koha tries to land a precise shot. Ken helps by having Anna absorb arrows and surprise attack their opponent. At the right moment, Koha fires her gunpowder arrow, causing the killer demon to explode. However, he regenerates, growing more arms than before. With renewed strength, the demon attacks, causing the ground to crumble. Luckily, Igisu rescues them, preventing them from falling. However, Senju targets Ken, who is defended by Anna, by hurling a boulder at him. During the struggle, Anna is thrown, losing consciousness. Ken rushes to save her, but Senju charges, only to halt upon seeing him protect Anna. Seeing an opening, Koha instructs Igisu to encircle and disarm Senju. Finally, Senju is defeated, as all its limbs are severed. Later, the three siblings reunite and celebrate their victory. The chief credits Koha for saving the boy, but she insists it was Ken's doing. By protecting Anna, Ken confuses Senju, catching the creature off guard, as usually demons are abused by humans. While they sleep, the siblings attempt to capture Anna for the 100 million yen, but Koha intervenes, shaming them. As she and Ken depart the town, she commends him for showing that humans and demons can coexist. Meanwhile, back in the ruins, Senju, seemingly dead, regrows another arm. As Koha and Ken travel through Nagoya, an aircraft crashes nearby. The father, Reiji, checks on his daughter Momoko, who injured her leg. Ken and Koha rush to help, enlisting Anna's assistance in absorbing the part of the aircraft that traps the girl's legs. Just then, a giant mutant spider demon rampages throughout the city, leaving a trail of havoc in its wake. It spots the aircraft and immediately wraps it in its web, causing Koha and Reiji to fall out. Fortunately, Igisu is able to save them just in time. Meanwhile, the spider takes Ken and Momoka away. Inside the aircraft, the girl can't stop crying, and the boy offers her something to eat to calm her down. However, she refuses his offer, telling him to keep Anna away as she grosses her out, declaring that demons are her enemy. Seeing her stressed, Ken doesn't argue with her, and comments that the demon taking them away is so huge. The girl shares that the creature is called Oni, and it grew too big by eating other demons. Meanwhile, Koha and Reiji go to the Demon Users Association to hire a search party for the two kids. Koha notices the substantial reward money the man has put up for the quest and learns that he is a doctor on his way to perform an emergency surgery when Oni appears and abducts his daughter. Oni carefully lays the aircraft on the ground, busying itself with displaying its collections. However, Momoka notices that she's close with Anna and pushes her away, expressing her intention to eradicate all demons someday as they killed her mother. Meanwhile, Koha tells Reiji that few people applied for the party after seeing his reward. The man thanks her for her help, but she tells him she's simply trying to save her friend. Reiji then comments that the red mark on Ken's face is caused by a demonium particle, as his wife had the same discoloration. He adds that on rare occasions, demonium particles get trapped inside a human body. In his wife's case, the only solution was an organ transplant, but the demonium began to hatch, causing his wife's demise. So, if Ken's demonium particle hatches, it will affect his brain and cause him to die, which saddens Koha. The next day, the two children observe the spider moving away, prompting them to devise a plan to escape. As they traverse the spider webs to reach the skyscraper, Ken reveals that he also lost his mother and is searching for a way to bring her back. In disbelief, the girl informs him that he can't revive the dead, but the boy refuses to listen to her words. Meanwhile, Reiji and Koha meet with the party that applied for the quest, and they set out for Oni's lair. As Ken and Momoka continue their journey, the ground begins to shake as the spider displays its additional collections. Before resting on a couch, Momoko asks Anna to remove the spider webs so she can sit. However, this causes the couch to sink and eventually fall onto the other displays, catching Oni's attention. As the party approaches the lair, one of the demon users expresses hope that the kids don't touch any of the spider's collections, as it may trigger a rampage. Back in the lair, one of Oni's castle collections breaks due to the falling display. Enraged, the spider pursues them, trapping the trio in its web. Just then, the party arrives to rescue them. As the rock demon distracts the spider titan with its rock cannon breath, Koha tells the kids to run for it. Luckily, Anna frees them from the wall. It just so happens that the scissors demon has a video device on him, cluing in peace organization scientists about Anna's existence. They realize that they need to capture the demon, and they call in the capture squad. They put the leader on a phone call, and they inform him that they have found the storage demon that the chairman is looking for. Meanwhile, in the battle, the paper, scissors, and rock demons are doing everything to slow down Oni with their attacks. While this is happening, the children are trying to get down, with Momoka successfully reuniting with her father. However, the spider's movements are causing the buildings to crumble, putting everyone in danger of being crushed by a rain of debris. As the rain stops, Ken is discovered to be unconscious and bleeding because of trying to protect Anna. Anna is trying to wake him up, but nothing she does is working, making the demon panic. She is so distraught by this that she unleashes a power that severs one of Oni's limbs. As the anger within Anna builds, she transforms into a more monstrous version of herself. Her powers and agility have become so great that she is able to overpower the spider titan, until she puts a hole in it using a portal. However, the storage demon is not finished with his uncontrollable rage, unleashing a giant portal that endangers everyone from being sucked in. Meanwhile, Ken has woken up, worried about seeing his little buddy unconscious in the middle of a giant crater. He runs toward him and finds her flat, like a deflated balloon. He blows into her mouth, bringing life back to the demon. The little demon is so thrilled to see his master alive that the two enjoy a happy reunion, all the while the others are still getting up from the chaos they just experienced. Koha nears the two and tells Ken that Anna got rid of Oni. Despite how the landscape has changed due to her destruction, the little demon does not remember what happened. As the group goes home using their jeep, the three hired demon users are on the roof, talking about how Anna's bounty has gone up to 200 million yen. They relinquish hope in trying to capture the storage demon after what they witnessed, but they put the hope of a small reward in providing information. Inside the jeep, Anna gives the hungry Momoka a candy bar. Despite being relieved to see food in her hands, the stubborn girl refuses to thank him, which only makes Ken and Anna laugh. A while later, Ken, Koha, and Anna bid farewell to Reiji and Momoka. All the while, the little girl is happily waving goodbye to them. Elsewhere, one of the hired demon users is in contact with the leader of the capture squad, Mr. Koko. He informs him that Koha is with the boy and demon, something that brings interest to the leader. Elsewhere again, the trio of heroes enters Kyoto. Koha informs his child companion that most of the buildings in the town have been relocated for preservation due to the demon disaster. They go towards the town's biggest structure. There, Koha rents 2 rooms for them. She tells the two that they should meet at a restaurant later for dinner. As the 2 friends go to their room, they are excited to have the entire room to themselves and enjoy rolling over their bed. Meanwhile, Koha contacts her peace organization scientist friend, Ichino, for information. She tells her that the peace organization is trying to find a storage demon they believe has something to do with Sayori Island's disappearance 18 years ago. With this information, Koha heads to the historical center to find more information. Meanwhile, the capture squad, Mr. Koko and Yagi, are already heading to Kyoto with their state-of-the-art vehicle. Koko says they need to go to the hotel, knowing that Koha used her credit card there a few hours ago. Yagi is surprised that the chairman's granddaughter is involved with their mission. At the historical center, Koha finds information about how Sayori Island and its 2,000 inhabitants suddenly vanished 18 years ago, including her scientist mother, who was investigating a newly discovered demon. On further research, she sees that her grandfather believed it was a demon that did it, and established the peace organization to investigate the incident. Elsewhere, Ken has arrived at the restaurant where he will meet Koha for dinner. The moment he enters, he and Anna become sleepy. The moment the boy sits down, glittering dust rains down, making him even more sleepy. He looks up and sees that it is being caused by a ghostly-like koi demon. Instead of Koha, it is Mr. Koko who is sitting in front of him, and the boy witnesses as the man captures the sleeping Anna. The boy tries to stop the man from leaving, but he is already falling into darkness. It is a red alert at the peace organization base, as all able men prepare their weapons to surround the armored vehicle, carrying the new demon that has just arrived. Inside, Anna has just woken up and instantly uses her portal powers to try and destroy the containing her. Mr. Koko uses the power of his ghost fish demon, Hoopy, to make Anna fall asleep, a plan that goes off successfully. With the demon neutralized, the men weld open the armored vehicle to get through. The oldest scientist, Chief Oji, is excited to see what he can find once they analyze the little one's body. Elsewhere, Ken is running around the city, determined to search for his pet, while Koha is trying to calm him down. Despite her efforts, the boy cannot stop aimlessly searching. As he walks by the building with an LED ad for the peace organization, Koha realizes he needs to go to the facility. Meanwhile, Anna is being taken to the Department of Demon Experiments, where a number of demons are being stored asleep in water tubes. Elsewhere at the same base, Ichino receives a call from Koha. The quirky scientist later met up with her friend in an alley. There, Koha introduces Ichino to Ken as someone who works for the peace organization, shocking the boy. They all go to Ichino's apartment, where she makes a hot pot for them. As the boy tastes the delicious dish, he misses Anna even more, being reminded that he could have shared it with her. He pleads with the scientist to help them get Anna back. After eating, Ken tires himself out and falls asleep. Koha says she is helping the boy since seeing him, and Anna together brings her hope for a peaceful coexistence between humans and demons. More than that, she feels that if the two are separated for too long, Anna will go on a rampage that will endanger entire cities. She lowers her head to Ichino, begging her friend to help them get Anna back. Back at the peace organization facility, Anna is in a force field cage. Chief Oji orders his scientist to grab the demon with mechanical arms. As Anna struggles with it, she uses her power to make it disappear, making Chief Oji excited. Unfortunately, this means he moves on to the next test of using fire to see what the demon would do to get away from it. Meanwhile, as the old chairman looks out to the city while riding his limo, he reminisces about her disappeared daughter. He asks his assistant, Ito, if there is any progress while studying the storage demon. Ito shows concern in informing the old man that his granddaughter Koha was with the boy. Back at the peace organization facility, Ichino is moving around a cart full of boxes where Igisu is hiding, looking nervous while she does so. She goes to a computer, where she finds information on where Anna is being stored, and informs Koha of this with her cell phone. Meanwhile, Koha is going into the facility dressed in eyeglasses and a lab coat. Elsewhere, as a tour of the facility is going on, Ken is disguised in a girl's school uniform, trying to blend in with teens on their field trip. He sees the door to the service room, but he is too conscious of everyone looking at him to enter. One student sees him and becomes suspicious since he has never seen him before. Before he can ask more of the boy, Ken has already disappeared, already taken in by Koha, who who sneaks him into the service room. The two looks through the halls of the facility and find Mr. Koha nearby. Not wanting to deal with him, they go into the ventilation shaft instead. Meanwhile, the study on Anna continues, and the scientists are flabbergasted to see that scans show she has no internal organs or bones. Chairman Genjiro Hojo enters the lab in his advanced mechanical wheelchair, and everyone immediately bows. The chairman looks into Anna's eyes and asks everyone to leave the room. Once alone with the demon, he begins by insulting her appearance, then shows a picture of Ken to see her plead. At the vent, the two are having a hard time knowing where to go. Ken's face scar suddenly lights up, and he somehow feels Anna's presence, which leads him to where to go. The two go down from the vents and meet up with Ichino. Meanwhile, the old chairman continues talking to Anna and tells her that a demon of her power once made an island disappear 18 years ago. Due to this, he justifies that she is dangerous to the world. The old man lets the little demon sink into the fact that she will only bring danger to Ken. Meanwhile, the heroes are speeding through the halls of the facility, and they find themselves in a room full of experimented-on demons. Ken looks at the same scary demon Yagi was looking at earlier, and is fascinated by it. His face scar lights up, making him empathic to what the demon is feeling. He tells the others that the demon wants to get out. The glass containing the beast then starts to crack, endangering everyone of its release. The scary demon's water tube is cracking until it is finally released, forming a slender, long body out of its hair. Seeing the peace organization logo on Koha, it attacks her, and despite Igisu's effort to protect her, it can still grab a hold of her and Ichino. The building goes to code red, and the chairman is informed that a demon escaped. Meanwhile, the scary demon continues to squeeze the life out of the two women. Koha tries to attack it with a chair but stops after feeling the demon's pain. He goes near the beast and lays his head gently on his leg. He sympathizes with the beast's hatred for humans and convinces it that the two differ from the others, and so he asks it to let them go. The demon lets go, and then it goes on to hide. The heroes continue to search for Anna, with Koha not realizing that she left her necklace on the floor. As the chairman, scientists, and armed men storm the experimentation room, the scary demon uses its hair-like tendrils to grab Chief Oji off the floor. The armed guards try to shoot the beast, but it is too fast for them to hit it. One by one, they fall from its fierceness. It tries to go near the other scientists and the chairman, but it falls victim to Hoopy's glittering sand, making it weak. As it gets to its knees, Yagi and other men shoot electricity at it until it falls. Elsewhere, Ken and the others finally reach where Anna is. Unfortunately, the chairman and his men enter the room. He shows that he has Koha's necklace in his hands and greets his granddaughter. He asks if she is here to take the storage demon, and she answers that she will, because it would be dangerous for Anna to be separated from Ken. The chairman says that they should just kill Anna to avoid the danger, making the two realize that they cannot see eye to eye. The old man orders his men to capture them, but Koha takes action, stealing a gun and going near her grandfather. She tries to take control, only for Hoopy's glitter dust to fall on her, putting her to sleep along with everyone near her. Ken is the last man standing, and Mr. Koha tells him to give up. Despite this, the boy still tries everything he can to get Anna out of her cage, all the while holding his breath to avoid Hoopy's power. The boy sees that there is no glitter dust going Koko's way and goes near him to breathe. However, the man just pushes him, making the boy's nose bleed. Seeing the boy bleed and then be coiled by Hoopy's body makes Anna so furious that he turns into her monstrous form and destroys her cage. Her portal-based attacks are so powerful that she puts Mr. Koha and Hoopy on the defensive. To continue fighting the beast, Koha puts on energy gloves and braces himself. Anna is put in numerous attacks, but the man can counter and survive with his gloves. The demon makes his attacks more powerful, destroying large sections of the building. As the dust clears, Anna sees that Mr. Koha is no longer in sight. He goes to Ken, who is glad to see that his pet has evolved. Despite the happy reunion, Anna sees that her master is filled with wounds. She remembers the chairman's words, telling her that she would only be a danger to the boy. Worried, Anna puts her distance away from the boy. As she remembers all the good times she had with him, she leaves, making Ken confused and sad. Later on, the boy is now in Peace Organization custody and is put in a cage. The scientists watch over him through a one-way mirror. Chief Oji hurts a little demon, and Ken reacts with unease despite being unable to see or hear it scream. Chief Oji concludes that the demonium particle within the boy has corrupted his brain, which means he can sense demons around him, especially if they are in distress. Later on, Mr. Coco visits the boy in his cell and tells him that he is now under his custody. Despite this, the boy rebels, so Coco orders Yagi to put Karara on him. Karara is revealed to be a small, centipede-like demon that wraps around Ken's neck. While the two adults are distracted, Ken runs to escape. However, Karara levitates the boy and returns him to Coco. He is taken to Coco's apartment, where he sits quietly and with a low head. He tells his new guardian that he does not need him, but Coco tells him that he would have been sent to a group home if he had not been taken under his supervision. Despite everything, Ken still wants to look for Anna. He goes to the window, staring at the rain, wondering if his little buddy no longer likes him. Elsewhere in the dark alley, Anna is so tired that she falls asleep. A mysterious creature from the shadows nears her vulnerable body. Anna wakes up to find herself somewhere in the sewers. She looks into the darkness, and she sees many eyes looking at her. One small, rat-like demon comes out of the shadows and offers her food. The other demons also come out, and they are revealed to be friendly. Meanwhile, in the morning, in Mr. Coco's apartment, Ken sits down for breakfast. The man offers him an energy drink that builds muscles and nothing more, making the kid long for freedom more. Elsewhere at the chairman's traditional mansion, Genjiro is eating dinner with his granddaughter, as if pretending that they are having a peaceful family meal, while Koha looks sad and drained. Back elsewhere, two sewer demons are bringing in food, only for a cat to spot and charge at them. They run until they reach Anna, who summons heavy boxes that block them away from the cat. The cat does not want to face the storage demon's fury, and so it runs away. They bring food back to the others, and Anna is getting the hang of her new life with them. Meanwhile, a large demon is on the loose in the city. It attacks a scared woman, only for Yagi to interfere with some kind of demon armor that enhances his physical attributes. The monster gets so overpowered that it flees, so Yagi goes after it, jumping over buildings until he manages to catch up. As the beast gets up, it is electrified by the other men until it falls unconscious. Mr. Coco and the boy go to the truck where they are holding the beast, and Yagi introduces his demon, Parasa, to Ken, explaining that it is a parasite type that enhances his host's physical abilities. The boy looks at the caged demon, and Coco explains that it devoured its demon user and fled on its own. Ken is saddened, knowing that the beast will be put down. He goes near the beast, and despite the potential danger, Coco orders his men to turn off the virtual cage and let the boy in. As the boy gets near, he embraces the demon, showing empathy, for he knows the beast is only being aggressive because of abuse. The next morning, Ken cooks breakfast for Mr. Coco and him to enjoy. While the man shows no emotion toward the meal, he eats it up. Later, Ken is drawing as he lies on the floor. He looks out the window and imagines the time when his mother was hanging clothes, making the boy smile. Coco asks where the body of his mother is right now, and the boy answers that she is inside Anna's storage space so she can be preserved. He tells the man that he only needs to find the time demon to revive her. Coco tells him that no one knows if it exists, and that he needs to accept that his mother is no longer with him. The boy doesn't accept this, and storms off to his room. Coco sees what Ken was drawing, and sees that it is a doodle of himself, Anna, and his mother together. At the sewers, Anna is thinking of Ken. She summons the boy's shirt and sleeps on it. Her emotion is so powerful that Ken wakes up in the apartment. He goes to the balcony and searches until he locks in on Anna's emotion. He asks Karara to release him so he can find his friend, and so the demon complies. Not long after, Coco realizes that the boy has gotten away and orders Yagi to follow him. Ken reaches the sewers, where the two are glad to be reunited. However, Anna remembers the chairman's words about being a misfortune to Ken, and so she runs away from him. As the little demon sulks alone, Yagi reveals himself by releasing a container that has Hoopy's scales, putting the little one to sleep. The man grabs the demon and leaves, all in the witness of one of Anna's sewer demon friends. The rat demon returns to the others, who are with Ken, and it reports that Anna has been captured. The storage demon is put in the container vehicle. Coco talks to the little gal and tells her that she will be experimented on, and if deemed too dangerous, will be dissected. As the vehicle starts moving, Coco shows Anna Ken's drawings and tells her that he lived with the boy and treated him like family in the end. As the man looks at the drawing of him and Ken eating together, something on the road falls, forcing the vehicle to stop. Yagi goes out to check what's happened, leaving an opening for Ken and the sewer demons to sneak in at the driver's seat. The boy takes control of the wheel, and Yagi activates his Parasa armor to hang on top of the vehicle. As Yagi goes to the window, The boy opens it up so that the sewer demons hang on the man's face until he lets go of the truck. Meanwhile, Coco already has his energy gloves ready. As the sewer rat demons open the back door, they all surround the man. It turns out to be a distraction, as one of them destroys the buttons that switch on the virtual cage, thus releasing Anna. Despite this, Coco is happy since they can face off again, only for his energy gloves to be fried because of the rat demons, and he is pushed out of the truck. Seeing that they got away, Coco laughs. By morning, the truck is already parked far away. As Ken and Anna look out onto the sunset, the boy tells his pet that she will never give him misfortune, and that all she has caused him is happiness. The little demon is so happy with what he said that she eagerly licks his face. They hug each other all while the sewer demons are with them. As a man tries to get a can from a vending machine, he drops his coin. Under the machine is Mao, the leader of the sewer demons, and the little guy picks up the coin. The other little demons are also busy searching for coins wherever they can find them, all until they have enough for Ken to travel. The boy then presents his bag of coins to the train station for one ticket to Hakata. As he walks on the train and sits down, the boy looks out the window and sees all his sewer friends outside. He opens his bag, revealing Anna, and they bid their farewell as the train starts to move. At the peace organization, they found a security video of Ken buying a ticket to Hakata. Mr. Coco reports to the others that they are on a mission to find the time demon. They decided that they needed to capture the storage demon while they were still on the train, and Coco thought of someone for the job who could enter the train once it enters Hiroshima. At the Hiroshima station, there is a woman with so much presence that everyone's eyes are on her as she passes by. As the train moves, she makes a run to catch it. A little girl inside the train sees her running so fast that it is like she is appearing and disappearing. Before the little girl knows it, the woman is already inside the train, much to the little girl's confusion. The woman starts her search for the kid, and as she is about to see him sleeping in his seat, she spots the conductor and hides since she has no ticket. Using a mysterious power, she opens a portal on the floor, and she enters it, bringing her elsewhere in the train. She contacts Coco, who tells her to take the demon before the boy notices, while also noting not to hurt him. It just so happens that, as she walks, she bumps into Ken, who is going to the back of the train to enjoy the view. She sees how the boy and his pet are enjoying their train experience, and knows she is about to wreck it, but she does not care since she will have a big bonus if she succeeds in her mission. As the train goes through a tunnel, Ken is amazed at the view under the sea. Anna, on the other hand, is scared, thinking that the water will come in. While the boy is distracted by the beautiful giant sea demon, a portal appears beside Anna, and a hand grabs onto the little fellow. Ken looks beside him and sees that Anna is gone. Elsewhere, the woman has the little demon in her technologically advanced carry-on cage. The boy enters the carriage where they are, so she goes on to hide. As Ken goes near her, he senses his little demon's emotions, and so discovers that the woman is the kidnapper. To get away, she opens a portal, and as Ken tries to grab her, she has already disappeared. He hears sounds on the rooftop, and so realizes that the enemy's demon has the power to warp, and tries to find a way to climb up. While the lady is busy with her call with the peace organization, Ken grabs Anna's cage from behind. The boy tries to release her, but the cage is too advanced and tight. He tries to run away, but when a portal opens up in front of him, it returns him to the woman's path. He tries to get away again, but the portals make it complicated. He realizes that his bag gets sliced in half since only one part gets into a portal. Seeing another open portal, he puts the end of Anna's cage in it, and as the portal closes, Anna gets released. The lady becomes serious and uses even more convoluted and faster portal moves to grab Anna. Ken and Anna time her as she exits a portal, confusing her with Anna's summoned objects appearing at the same time. The woman gets so off balance that she's in danger of falling off the roof of the train. Ken lifts her up, thus rescuing her from a fall. As things calm down, the woman apologizes since it is her job to capture Anna. However, Ken refuses to let his pet go. The woman sees his determination and accepts that her mission has failed. She asks if Anna has something that floats, confusing the boy. She reveals that the peace organization is waiting at the next station and uses her demon to let the boy fall into the ocean. The good thing is that Anna caught Ken with a floating bed, which the duo uses as a boat. Elsewhere, a little boy is crying because his toy airplane is broken. A man with white hair sees what is happening and mysteriously fixes the plane with a flash of light. The boy is so happy that he runs off with a smile. Ken finds himself floating in a space filled with floating debris and objects. As he looks into the light, he finds the body of her mother. Meanwhile, a riverbank is being swarmed by government officials, including the white-haired man named Kido. It is revealed that what he is looking at is a crater where Ken and Anna are sleeping. The man's curiosity is heightened as he sees that the boy's scar glows. Ken is back in floating space, about to reach her mother's body. Before he can, it is the mother who holds on to him. The boy then wakes up from the nightmare on a couch in an apartment. He sees Anna and apologizes. Kido brings in food for the two, but the boy is alert, not knowing who the man is. The man tells him not to be afraid, and they share a meal. Ken shares their mission of going to Hakata to search for the demon that can manipulate time. He vaguely remembers that they were attacked by the peace organization on the riverbank, and so Anna destroyed the area. He then asks why the man is kind to them, and Kido replies that it is because he has a similar experience with what they have gone through. The man then enters his dark room and turns on his laptop to see the news of destruction by the riverbank, with Ken and Anna listed as the ones who caused it. Meanwhile, at the peace organization, Chairman Genjiro reports to a general that if the storage demon unleashes its full power, it will wipe Hakata off the map. The general is furious, since the peace organization has not reported the storage demon up until now, and wants to inform the minister before they can permit the organization any action. This frustrates the chairman, who contacts Koko, that no plans have changed, despite no authorization from the Ministry of Defense. Koko complies, and it is revealed that he is in a helicopter with Yagi and several armed men, and they are heading to Hakata City. At the apartment, Kido drops a plate while he is cleaning it. Mysteriously, as Ken asks what happened, the plate gets back on the man's hand again. He asks the kid if he is still going to search for the demon that can control time, and as the boy says he will, the man tells him to come with him. As they walk the streets, the boy is wearing a cap and a face mask, so as not to be recognized. They head to the Kyushu National Museum, where there are exhibits filled with the history of demons fighting with humans. Kido talks to the boy about how humans disregard demon lives, despite them being just as precious as theirs. He then takes the boy to the exhibit of the claw of a demon named Pandemonium, where a computerized narrator states that Pandemonium claimed 3 million lives 50 years ago on the west coast of the US. Kido says that it was the most powerful demon that ever lived, and the weapon used against it was so powerful that it changed the face of the earth. Ken is saddened by the number of people's lives lost, while Kido is more concerned with how many demons lost theirs. The way the man speaks, Ken realizes that Kido is a demon, and at the same time, his scar glows. The kid asks why the man brought him to the museum. The man grabs a rock artifact and tells the boy that every substance has a memory. He uses these memories to restore things to their original state, as demonstrated when he turns the rock into its original state of a dagger. He then uses the dagger to stab himself, tearing his human flesh off, revealing that it is just a disguise for his true godlike demon form. A year ago, a boy got hit by a car. As the car drove off, the demon that would call himself Kido entered the boy's body on a whim. He consumed the organs connected to the brain, ensuring that he took control of it, and with his restorative powers, it meant the body would never rot. He continues the story as they once again stroll the streets, telling the boy that he assumed the body's identity in pursuit of knowing why humans persecuted demons. Ken asks if he is the time demon, and the man believes he might be the origin of the legend. The boy suddenly experiences an intense headache from the demon particle inside him, accidentally removing his cap in the process. Coincidentally, Kido's schoolmate Sasaki passes by. Kido puts the Ken's cap back on and tells the girl that the boy is his cousin, whom he is showing around town. As Sasaki goes on her day, she feels uneasy about seeing Ken's face and calls the police with her cell phone. At the apartment, the boy is still feeling headaches, but is more concerned about asking Kido if he can restore her mother to life. The man asks to see the body, and Anna summons it from her storage. The boy cries, seeing her mother, and while the white-haired man comforts him, he secretly grabs a blood sample from the body. He then tries to restore her to life. However, the process is stopped as the army is outside. They burst through the windows, forcing Kido to grab Ken's arm and run. However, the boy goes back to her mother so that Anna can store her again. It is stopped as the army drops a bomb that incapacitates both the boy and his little demon. They are about to grab the boy, only for Kido to end all of their lives before they can. And while Ken wants to get back to his mother, the white-haired man insists they leave. As they run, They are ambushed along the way. Kido shields the boy from gunfire, but it does not affect him. He pulls out pieces from his pocket and tosses them on the soldiers. With his restoration powers, these pieces turn into spikes that end the lives of the soldiers, shocking Ken. Due to what is happening, Hakata City is being sealed off, with military personnel helping the citizens evacuate. Meanwhile, Kido, Ken, and Anna are in an abandoned house in hiding. The boy asks if lives need to end for them to escape. Kido asks if his question means he is still on the human side. He expresses his hatred for humans and tells of his plans to eradicate all of them. Meanwhile, Coco and his men are searching the apartment, where they find the remains of Ken's mother. They also find a collection of human flesh. Meanwhile, Ken cannot think straight, all while Kido is asking him to join his side and create a haven for demons free from suffering and prosecution from humans. However, the boy is too traumatized to pay attention. While the boy is not looking, the white-haired man brings out a sample of his mother's blood and tells the boy that he will make all his dreams come true if he helps him revive Pandemonium. Back at the apartment, Coco and his men find a wall full of research papers that form a path to Kido's plans, with the middle having the picture of Ken and the words restoration over it. Back at the abandoned house, Ken's mother appears in front of his excited son. In a Hakata convenience store, two soldiers on a break see a frog demon just minding its business, only for them to shoot it. As the remains drop to the floor, Ken and Anna are just beside it, scared but unable to scream so as not to be spotted. They return to the abandoned house, where the boy's mother is waiting. As the boy tells her what happened while he was trying to get food, his mother comforts him and listens. The boy hugs her, and the woman assures him that all his sufferings will be over soon. Meanwhile, Koha arrives at a military checkpoint and tells the guard that she needs to be let in. As the guard does not let her go through, the woman is prepared to barge through with her bike, only for Coco to come on time and tell the guard to let her through. In the tent stronghold, Koha is informed that there is a demon who wants to wipe out humanity. Coco then continues to say that it is after Pandemonium's claw, knowing that Anna can destroy the reinforced glass in the museum. Yagi then goes in, releasing Igisu from his box prison and giving the demon and demon user their heartwarming reunion. Despite their past, Coco tells Koha they need their cooperation. However, the woman tells them she will find the boy on her own. She asks what will happen to Anna once everything is over, and the man tells her that it is for the chairman to decide. Koha judges him for justifying whatever they will do to the storage demon as just him doing his job. As she heads out, she does not know that there is a tracker attached to her bike. She reaches one of the abandoned suburbs and checks her binoculars for heat signatures, which she spots in one of the houses. Meanwhile, the mother readies noodles for them to eat. As the boy questions why she did not cook her usual eggplant version, the lady tells him that it slipped her mind. She reaches her hands toward the little demon, only for Anna to bite on her fingers. Ken scolds her pet, but the mother tells him not to. Koha comes into the house suspicious of the now alive mother. The moment she is alone with Ken, she tells him that they should leave Hakata. The boy says he needs to tell his mother, but the woman stops him and tells him that the creature is not his mother. Ken interrupts, and in a depressed voice, he tells her that while she may not be her mother now, he will learn to love her as one over time. Seeing the boy cry, Koha enters the house again, determined to face the fake mother. Meanwhile, Kido mother goes outside herself, all while Ichisu follows her. Suddenly, walls surround the shell demon, and he becomes imprisoned, all because of the restoration power. Koha saw what happened and aims her arm bow at the mother. While Ken goes to Anna, he requests that the little fellow accept his new mother so that they can live together happily. As the little demon listens, she hears something out back and goes to the sound. Back at the action, Koha tells the fake mom to release her demon, but the villain tells her that she only cares about Ichisu because she can exploit him. The mother touches pieces of barbed wire on the ground, restoring the barbed wires to Koha's direction and piercing through her legs. While she is stuck, the mother demon comes at her holding a knife. Koha shoots arrows at her, but they do not slow her down, and the villain manages to stab her. Ken sees what is going on, so the fake mother goes to him. While she is distracted, Koha shoots her with an exploding arrow to the face, exposing the features of the real demon from within. As Koha lies to the ground, slowly losing her life, Kido tells the boy that she can save her with her powers if he listens to her. As she talks, military men walk in and shoot at the human-form demon, only for the creature to end their lives instantly. Later on, Koko and his team arrive at the abandoned house. They release Ichisu from her imprisonment, and they see a sleeping Koha tied in the back. They untie her, and she finds that her wound is already gone. Elsewhere, Kido, in the skin of a military personnel, asks permission to let his vehicle in at a military checkpoint. The military lets him in, not knowing that a tied-up Ken is at the back of the vehicle, along with a caged-up Anna. As the boy tries to escape, his collar violently shocks him, causing him huge pain. Kido tells him that he modified the peace organization collar so that it can be used on humans contaminated with demonium. The human-formed demon heads to the museum, which is now a military stronghold. He informs the guard outside that he has Ken at the back of his vehicle. Armed men take the boy inside, while the disguised villain carries Anna's cage with him. While they walk towards the general hears information from the peace organization through the intercom that the dangerous demon is inside the museum. He stops the men from coming any nearer, but Kido needs no effort to eliminate any gunman that attacks him. As the human body gets more destroyed, he releases his demon form. Meanwhile, the peace organization has arrived outside, and they shoot at the museum to get inside. However, the military-grade force field protecting the building is too powerful for their attack to work. Inside the museum, Kido brings Anna and Ken to the room storing Pandemonium's claw. He threatens Anna with letting the boy suffer in pain more if the little demon does not block the entrance. Anna complies, but the boy is still hurting regardless. The villain theorizes that the collar must be making the Pandemonium inside hatch. Outside, the peace organization are still trying to go inside. To no avail. Koko orders Ando to do her thing, and it is revealed he means the lady with a warp demon. Inside, Kido orders Anna to destroy the glass shield protecting the claw, zapping Ken with pain as encouragement. Anna complies, but her present state is too weak to have any effect on the glass. To bring out her full power, the evil demon zaps the boy some more, to the point that his eyes are bleeding, and his head is so fried that there is smoke. The boy still tries to comfort his little friend despite what is happening, only for Kido to zap the boy again, causing him to bleed and fall lifeless. Anna gets so angry that she transforms into her monstrous form and tries to attack the villain, who dodges her attacks, ensuring that the reinforced glass gets broken slowly with each strike. Meanwhile, a plant-based baby demon turns out to have hatched from within Ken. Kido nears the boy's body and revives him using his power. As Anna calms down, the villain tells her that humanity and demons can never coexist in peace, and so invites her to his side. Suddenly, the peace organization and Koha enter through a portal, pick up the sleeping Ken, and are ready to fight the evil as a team. Kido asks Anna where she will stand, with the demons or the humans. The storage demon rejects the villain's hand and takes the baby plant demon away from him. Kido is disappointed but moves on as he picks up a piece of Pandemonium's claw. With his restoration power, chaos is about to be unleashed. A compound full of innocent people is instantly annihilated because of Pandemonium's nuclear-like attack. Throughout the world, people are in full focus on the news of the Titan's rampage. At Hakata, Kido is inside Pandemonium, and he is using the gigantic body to stomp on the city. The military is firing everything they have at the Titan, only for the giant to prove indestructible and counter with a beam that wipes them out. Meanwhile, a government council is in a war room, assessing the situation. Chairman Genjiro tells the council that Pandemonium was once stopped using nuclear weapons, and that they need to do so again. The general objects, but the chairman says it is the only way. Seeing no choice, the general reluctantly answers that he needs to inform the prime minister of the option. Meanwhile, Ken has just woken up inside the peace organization truck, and Koha informs him that a demon has hatched from the demonium particle that was once inside him. Looking at the baby, the boy finds it adorable. Koko then gets word that the government is planning to use nukes on Pandemonium, and they realize that everyone within a 100-kilometer radius is about to be obliterated. Kido also wonders if humanity will resort to nuclear arms, so he stops to charge up his energy beam. At the council, they realize what is happening and find that the charging up laser beam's target is Tokyo. Meanwhile, the truck is driving through a bridge, and they see that the bridge is cracking. The gang helps out in the crisis, using their demon's powers to prevent both the bridge and the people from falling. One car is about to fall, and a mother and her daughter are about to fall with it. The daughter falls, making the baby plant demons scream. This somehow calls upon a demon that catches the girl. Not long after, countless other demons come and help with the bridge rescue. Ken realizes what power the plant demon, whom he now calls Chumin, has. He asks Koko to let him go back to Hakata so he can reason with Kido. Because of this, Koha wants to ask his grandfather to delay the nuclear launch. She calls, making the chairman realize that his granddaughter is in danger of obliteration. He asks that the missile strike be delayed, but the general informs him it is too late. Missiles from all directions start to be launched to Hakata. Meanwhile, Ken is on the roof of the truck that is heading to Pandemonium. Through Chumin's power, the boy and Kido telepathically communicate. The villain says he has no choice but to take on the role he gave himself, despite the boy telling him he will make a world where humans and demons live in peace. Kido reluctantly tries to strike down the truck with Pandemonium's large tendrils, flipping the truck over. Ken pleads with the demon to not give up hope, but Kido cannot be moved, and he is about to step on the kid. Despite having no chance of survival, the others put themselves in the way of Pandemonium's giant foot. Kido sees the countless missiles coming and stops trying to stomp the gang, focusing instead on what's coming. Elsewhere, Chairman Genjiro is looking at the picture of his late daughter, apologizing to it, as if he has failed his daughter again. Back at Ground Zero, the gang are resigned to the fact that they won't be staying alive any longer. Ken says his goodbyes to Anna and tells her that he is glad of their time together, along with how the others stayed with them to the end like a family. His tears reach Chumin's small limb, activating the little demon's power that transforms Anna into her strongest white form. The storage demon uses her power, which instantly makes Pandemonium, and all the missiles disappear all at once. As if he were in heaven, Ken wakes up at his old house with his mother making fried noodles for him. He tells her, in excitement, that he feels like he just woke up from a long dream traveling with a demon. It finally hits the kid that it was not a dream, and he looks out the window to see Anna still in her final form, resting. The boy continues eating until he cannot hold back his tears. His mother comforts him and tells him how proud she is of him. Ken tells her how much he misses her. She reminds her son that no one can come back from death, and no one ever should. As the boy cries harder, the woman tells him that she will always be in his heart. The two approach the door, and they open it, revealing that the space outside is the storage dimension. As Ken goes outside toward Anna, he looks back to say farewell to his mother. Meanwhile, Pandemonium is still trying to shoot down the missiles that are stuck in place in levitating space. Kido sees Ken and Anna at a distance and tries to shoot at them. However, the storage demon doesn't allow the beam to get to them. She then allows the missiles to reach Pandemonium, destroying its huge body, and only Kido remains. Ken asks the demon to stop fighting, promising that he will create a world where demons and humans can get along. The restored demon sees that the boy's heart is pure. He agrees to let the boy try, but he swears he will return if he fails to keep his promise. As the demon is about to disappear in ashes, he asks Ken to return the ID he took from the real Kido, and asks that he bury it somewhere. Koha, Koko, and the others have finally woken up, and the boy tells them that Anna will let them leave the space. As the gang leaves one by one through a portal, Koha spots Saori Island from a distance. She tries to tell Anna to let her stay longer, but she already disappears before she can ask. As Ken is about to disappear too, he realizes that Anna is going to stay. He tries to convince her to come with him, but the boy already flashes to the real world. He finds himself on the previous battlefield in Hakata, and he sees the body of his late mom nearby. A funeral for her is arranged, where Koko and the others pay their respects, including the chairman. As he promised, the boy buries the ID beside a tree. The chairman and Koha watch from a distance as they talk about Saori Island in the storage space. With what Koha saw, she informs her grandfather that it must be possible for them to recover it and save her mother. The chairman thinks about the new hope he has, realizing that in the years that he was hunting demons, he should have been asking for their help instead. He admits that the future of the peace organization is in his granddaughter's hands and that of the new generation. The two hold each other's hands, genuinely having a bond after a long time. Later, Ken's birthday is celebrated by Koha and the others in Koko's apartment, and Ichino readies a hot pot for them to feast on. The boy is revealed to be working with the scientists at the peace organization, interacting with Chumin in a fun and interactive way to learn how the demon works. A field for the demons is also established that lets them roam free. And as the city rebuilds, humans and demons alike help each other in the restoration. Then Ken stands in front of a conference, spreading the activism of humans and demon coexistence. After his speech, the audience applauds. The boy vaguely sees Kido watching over him from a distance, but he is not so sure what he saw. Later, the boy visits his mother's tombstone and tells her that he misses her and Anna both. He then hears Anna's voice from a distance, and the boy smiles with tears.